How's it going, y'all? So I wanted to do a little follow-up video on this, and I'm just going to probably stop talking about this. But I made a video called Why I Don't Enjoy Using TypeScript or Static Languages Much, and I knew a lot of people would probably comment on this and just kind of defend TypeScript. Although I'm not really bashing TypeScript in the video, I think TypeScript has a lot of merit to it. I think it's good to have a statically typed language to build out your applications. I just don't think that it's as beneficial as people hype it up to be. And I want to give some perspective into that and why I don't think it's that useful. So to give some context, I'm working on a project that, it's been over like 3+ years now on this project. Everything's in JavaScript. The front end's in JavaScript, the back end's in JavaScript. We have over 5,000 JavaScript files and over 6 million lines of JavaScript code. Okay. And I want to say that a majority of the bugs are not related to type or type safety. Right? We don't run into many bugs where we're accidentally passing the wrong thing to a function, because it's really easy to read the JS docs definition above your function, or just go to the function and see what arguments it takes. And if you write your code pretty clean, most functions should not take that many arguments. They should take 1 or 2 or 3 perhaps. So it's really easy to just look at the function and see what exactly does this function need. And you can kind of assume, if you follow good naming practices of your arguments and your variables, what the types of those things need to be. Right? So if you're a beginner, and I hate to assume, but I'm assuming a lot of these comments are actually coming from junior developers or people who are trying to learn TypeScript who don't really know better. So this one is saying type systems is one of the ways to make programmers write programs correctly and safely. This is true to an extent. I mean, I would say that using test-driven development, using testing, unit testing, integration testing, end-to-end testing is the way to verify your program does what it's supposed to do. Right? All type safety and type checking does is it kind of tells you before you actually run your application if you're maybe doing something wrong or passing something incorrectly, right? But for the most part, in web development, stuff reloads and refreshes in less than a second. So it's really easy to just save your file, go to your UI, click a button, verify it works, right? You don't need that extra type safety to tell you before you go to your UI. I could understand if you're using like Java or some slower compiled language where it might take 5, 10, 30, 40 seconds to see the results from your code because the compiler takes so long to run. I could see a huge benefit to using a statically typed language because you want to make sure that you don't waste a long time compiling your code just to see that you made a simple error where you passed something wrong. But with web development where stuff can just refresh and reload and you have like, partial page fetching and hydration, all this other stuff, I don't find it as useful. And then additionally, like, okay, if you're writing like an application for maybe banking software, then yeah, you probably want to use some type of statically typed language. But again, my point is like, if you have a lot of tests over your system, it doesn't really make that much of a difference if you're using dynamically typed or statically typed languages because your code is thoroughly tested with automation, right? You have a pipeline that's running, checking your code, running linting over your code, running any type of shell check errors. There's other code. There's a ton of static code analysis tools out there that check your code to make sure it's doing proper implementation. So, adding types on top of that is just one little additional thing, and it shouldn't be hyped up as much as it is. And so I also want to talk a little bit in this video about why people are so emotionally attached to their programming language. And I feel like this is something that happens more for junior developers or mid-level developers, where they defend their language so hard for some reason. They think that their language is like the holy grail of programming. But really, you're just using another garbage language to implement features for clients, right? The ultimate goal for programming is to deliver products to clients. The client doesn't care how you did it under the hood. At least they shouldn't. They don't care if you're using React, Vue, Svelte. They don't care if you're using JavaScript, TypeScript, ClojureScript, Elm. All they really care about is that you can provide them with a button, and when they click it, it does what they expect it to do, right? So it's up to us developers to pick the right tool for the job. And I've been on projects where like, you might use JavaScript for a majority of the work, but then you might need a Python script here and there. You might need to use some TypeScript, especially if you're using something like AWS CDK, where all their stuff is really based around TypeScript. So you can kind of mix and match languages as your project gets bigger, because all of these languages are just tools to kind of implement the feature or implement the task at hand, right? There's no rule saying that you have to stick to one language for your entire code base. Yeah, it might make it a little bit easier to understand and reduce the complexity if you stick to one, but sometimes it's just not, possible. Sometimes you have to use some type of declarative language like Terraform to spin up your Amazon resources, which is another language, and then you have to write bash scripting to kind of spin up your Amazon resources or do some stuff behind the hood. It's funny because like most of these people say that like TypeScript provides type safety and it's like makes your code more secure. And I honestly don't know if these people actually know what they're actually saying or if they're just regurgitating some stuff that they've heard online. Some people have some good points. Tom Does Tech, I think he's a really good coder. I think he does videos. But he made a comment saying like, people have weird emotional attachments to text sometimes. And I think it's true. And I think one of the main reasons people are so attached to their language of choice is because they feel like they've invested a lot of time trying to understand it. They've, jumped over so many hurdles and roadblocks along the way just trying to get good at this language. And then they watch a video of someone saying that they don't like that language and they kind of get really defensive. And it's just not really necessary because all of these things, these languages are just tools to implement features for a client, right? Or implement features for a business or a application. And I don't think we should be so emotionally attached to these tools, especially since we have literally seen these frameworks and libraries come and go and die, right? I used to write a lot of code in CoffeeScript, and CoffeeScript was really popular at one point. But then when like ES6 came out and kind of adopted all of the code that CoffeeScript was providing us, CoffeeScript just kind of disappeared. No one uses CoffeeScript, right? So it's one of those things where you're going to be using some tools, and then in 5 years, those tools might become obsolete and no one really uses them. So you have to kind of relearn a new set of tooling. Just think like even with like Backbone.js used to be a big front end library, you have like Meteor.js and all these other things, and they kind of like died out. Ruby on Rails, I know it's still kind of a lot of applications are probably still written using Ruby on Rails, but it's not as popular. Not many people use it. So I'm just trying to say that like there's no need to be so emotionally attached to your languages or your libraries or your frameworks because they come and go, right? And the more senior as a developer that you get, I think the more you realize that like all of these are just tools of the trade, right? You just need to use whatever tool works at the time to kind of, implement what you need for the clients. There's also, I think, a lot of red flags in these comments where people are saying like, I'm pretty sure a majority of these people don't test, right? There's one comment saying like, well, how do you actually verify and refactor your code if you don't use a statically typed language? Again, like there's something called testing. You test your code so that you can refactor your code easily and not have it break stuff, right? Refactoring is a little bit easier with typed languages, I'll give you that, but for the most part, the IDE is pretty smart with refactoring dynamic languages as well. Like I can simply load up a JavaScript project right now, right-click on a variable and a file, or right-click on a file name and rename it, and it's going to ask me like, do I want to update all of the import statements that are all over my application, right? So that stuff already exists because the IDEs are really powerful. And there's not really a huge game changer when you come to like statically typed languages. Like dynamically typed languages can also do this type of refactoring. And even regardless, like typed languages or dynamic languages, you still need testing to verify that you didn't break something. Like just because you're passing the right argument doesn't mean that you didn't potentially break a feature for a user. It's just crazy. I think there's like a lot of tribalism that goes on in software engineering for whatever reason, why like, and there's like occultish behaviors where people will kind of really hype up a language and flock to it. And I don't think a lot of these people actually have much experience in the industry. I mean, I'm sure some of them do, and some of them are definitely calling me out because there are some benefits to TypeScript. But I don't know. I don't really know. I'm trying to find like if there's any comments. Yeah, so this is like what I started off with. He says, jumping into a production JavaScript project with thousands of lines of code and no types is hell. It's not really hell. I do that every day at work. We have a team of pretty senior engineers who are able to navigate the code base, and we're able to implement and deliver features all the time to our users, right? And we have a huge amount of testing that covers our code base to verify that it does what we expect it to do, right? So he says, good luck being productive in this environment. I already am, so I don't really know what the the point is, like, this comment like this just makes me think that this person doesn't even work in the industry and doesn't work full time. And then people like write thesis responses to this. Like, dude, I just gave a simple opinion on TypeScript and why I don't really like using it and why I don't like using static languages. But people come out of the woodworks writing, like, people act like I just, insulted Jada Smith, and they're like, about to come up to the stage on the Oscars and give me a slap because I talk bad about TypeScript. And it's like, dude, I'm just not feeling it. Okay, it's as simple as that. I have coded long enough where I have vibes, and I can just have intuition of, like, this works, this framework is good, this framework sucks, or this language is good, or this language like sucks, or there's something quirky about this. I don't really like this. It seems kind of hacky. You kind of get those intuitions when you've been coding long enough, and you just like know when something doesn't feel right. And that's kind of the vibe I get when I use TypeScript. But hey, again, I'm just one person and one opinion, but I don't know why people have to come out of the woodworks like trying to defend TypeScript so hard. It's just strange behavior, in my opinion. And I've seen this a lot in the software engineering field, where people will come and try to defend their language tooth and nail just to convince other people that their language is good. It's almost like they're trying to force confirmation bias in the industry so they can feel better about themselves. And it's just, I don't know, just very strange. But anyway, yeah, I'm probably gonna stop making controversial videos like this for a little bit, because I do want to start building some more, going back to like showing you how to build some React components. I got some good ideas, maybe dive into Docker a little bit. But if you enjoyed these kind of talks where you see a different perspective from a senior engineer who's been working in the industry for like 10 years, let me know. I'll keep making some videos like this. I know it kind of makes a lot of people butthurt when they hear that I don't like their favorite language of choice, but in all honesty, like, I think I'm just offending maybe junior engineers or beginner engineers who don't really know better. Most senior engineers I know just don't care. They don't care about what tools they're using. They're going to use whatever tool they get assigned to on the project, and they're going to learn that tool, and they're going to make sure they can actually implement features at a productive rate as fast as possible. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something from my little rant. Have a good day and happy coding.